are credits. The visuals that come at the end of the game, showing all the names of those who helped worked on, developed, and was a major part of the production that created it, letting us know that our journey for the story of the game is over, and in, most cases that we just finished the main part of the game. One of the most important parts to the credits is the music. Credit themes, as I like to call it, and I'm not the only one who probably calls it that, sometimes remind us of the tones and moods of the game that we just played. And it can actually be really satisfying to listen to the credit themes all the way through until the end. And there's a lot of great video game credit themes to listen to out there. So that's why I thought I'd go over my top 10 credit themes in video games. Also, disclaimer, this list is only going to include the credit themes from the games I've played. So to make things fair, I went with the standard rule to limit one per franchise. What I'm also going to do when going over the entries is play a good portion of the music at first, and then give my comments about those entries. I won't play them in their entirety because I don't want to make it longer than it needs to be, because some of them are a bit long, and also for copyright reasons. But I will of course show the name of the themes on these entries. So if you want to listen to them in their entirety, I'd recommend it. They're good to listen to. With that being said, let's get into the list. Tekken has some good credit themes, but the one that stands out to me the most, well at the moment, is the credits from Tekken 7. I like the techno it has along with the lyrics that come with it. I think it's a good blend of those two in the credits. Not to mention if it's pretty good with the end of the storyline that came from Tekken 7 with the end of Heihachi. I usually like this type of music anyway, so I thought I'd add it. It's low on the list because it really doesn't stand out to me as much as the other entries coming up, which is a little sad for me because I am a huge Tekken fan. But regardless, it's good. I just think the other entries that are coming up are better. the original Modern Warfare trilogy in general had a good soundtrack, even had some great credit themes. However, I will say the best one is the one from Modern Warfare 3. In Modern Warfare 3 credits, I feel like it gives the vibes of the journey we went through, playing and fighting alongside the characters in this trilogy, and coming full circle once we finish the end of the Modern Warfare 3 story. Also, I do think it's the best Call of Duty credit theme in the entire series, so there's that too. Okay, so I wasn't sure if this one would count as a credits theme, since this is a cover of a Nirvana song playing at the end of the game. But since this cover came from the game, I would think it would count as a credits theme, so I'm gonna count it for this entry. This credits song actually fits pretty well for this game. Goes with the mood of Infamous Second Son in general. It sounds like something Delson himself would probably listen to knowing his personality. And if I'm being honest, I actually like this cover more than the original. I just do. I vibe with it. I just can't get into the original cover. Maybe it's just me liking the cover more since it's from a video game, but man, did Dead Sarah do such a good job with this song.
Be lost, drifting alone, floating up high, time after time, and there you'd be, shining brightly, your smiling face to guide my
credits theme for the Final Fantasy VII Remake is amazing. To put it simply, it perfectly summarizes the journey that we went through with these beloved characters that we played as in this story. Well, at least the first quarter of the story that's completed, and we're still waiting for the rest of it, which is probably going to take at least another 10 years. And anyways, I like how it starts slow with the singing and the instrumentals playing, then the mood changes and it plays in one of my favorite parts of the song.
Shine bright once more. Guide me to you. Smile bright once more. This time I will never let you go.
Man, I just love how it changes into rock like that. The lyrics, the drum, and the guitar. I also do think it fits with how the tone of the story progresses, because I think this song describes the mind of Cloud's strife and his journey, which I think may have been confirmed if that was the case. I don't exactly remember, but I did hear that somewhere. But if that's the case, it does make sense. And Cloud, you got some good music making in your head with those thoughts, and it works. Okay, I know a lot of people are not going to like this entry being placed above the previous one, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but I just want to remind everyone, we can all have different opinions in our tastes. Okay? Okay? Just saying, because I know there's going to be a few eyebrows raised, and people are going to question this option. But this is my opinion. With that being said, here's my number 6.
Swinging through the kingdom in the night. I only see you in the city light.
I'm fresher than fresh. I step out the steps, I'm raw running for the flex. Pete told me I was next. I'm coming for next, it really isn't no question. Only super heels in a section, only big bangers on the set list. On top of buildings where I eat breakfast, then I shine like a new necklace. I'm ready to go, she calling my phone, girl, I'm coming over. I got something to prove, I showed her the world, can't hold it no longer. They think I'm way too young to stand up for the ones I love, but let me tell you something. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready to take on the world, I'm ready. You can't stop me now. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready to take on the world, I'm ready. You can't stop me now.
This is probably one of my favorites to come out of a Spider-Man related soundtrack. The song is also catchy, and has a little bit of references to other Spider-Man stuff. Not to mention, listening to the lyrics carefully, it's basically describing the development of Miles Morales throughout the story of the game, which you can see when you're playing through the game. And in the end, he does show that he is ready. Might sound cheesy, but it's true. I might not be a fan of the hip-hop genre, but I actually like this song for how it's done. And for a Spider-Man game too. Pretty solid. Alrighty, now here's the entry for Legend of Zelda. I haven't played that many Legend of Zelda games. I have played some of the big ones. Out of the ones that I have played, I'm gonna choose this one. Skyward Sword, I think, has one of the best out of the credit themes in the entirety of the Legend of Zelda series. I love how it starts with the orchestra playing an epic explosive beginning, and then transitions into a slow, calm melody. And then the orchestra starts to transition into playing in something more epic again. They do it twice in this credits theme, and it works. Going from epic to calm, then back to epic, then back to calm again. I think only the Legend of Zelda series would be able to do something like this gracefully. And that's why I love it. Best Legend of Zelda credits theme to this day. Okay, now we're on the Pokemon entry. I played through every generation of Pokemon. A lot of them have pretty memorable credit themes. This was almost hard to choose. Almost. But the one I think that has the best was out of doubt is the credits theme from Black and White. Black and White's credits theme is epic throughout its entirety. That was the feel of this game I got when playing through the story, and playing through most of the important battles, especially with the world not being so black and white as it seems. No cheesy puns intended. And there is still more to come for the story, which there was, as this was the most unique journey we went through, as a main protagonist up to this point. Not to mention, this music hits hard! Enough said. Alright, most of y'all would know Kingdom Hearts would make this list. Now the question is, which one is it? Well, the obvious answer being, don't think twice. Okay, I'm joking. I'm messing with y'all there. I'm joking. Okay, in all seriousness though, don't think twice is good, but it can't beat Simple and Clean.
You're giving me too many things lately. You're all I need. Oh, you smiled at me and said, "Don't get me wrong, I love you, but does that mean I have to meet your father? When we are older, you'll understand what I meant when I said no. I don't think life is quite that simple." You walk away, you don't hear me say, "Please, oh baby, don't go." Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. Hold me. Whatever lies beyond this morning is a little later on. Regardless of warnings, the future doesn't scare me at all. Nothing's like before.
When it comes to thinking about credit themes, Kingdom Hearts will always be one of the first ones that pops up into my head, and for good reason. I mean, how can it not? This song is really good. It's one of the most iconic songs to come out of Kingdom Hearts, and it's also one of the best songs to come out of a video game. I think it was also one of the first video game credits to have vocal lyrics to them, if I remember correctly. Plus, this song fits pretty well with the themes of Kingdom Hearts. Friendships, love, adventuring together into the unknown, doing good, and trying to spread your good heart to others. That's what I at least get from listening to this, and how it would portray things later on in the series. In the end, you can never go wrong with Simple and Clean being a classic and a favorite. Alright, Sonic entry! We all know the Sonic franchise has some pretty good bangers when it comes to music. When it comes to credit themes, I think the best one is from Shadow the Hedgehog. Never Turn Back caught me off guard the first time I heard it. I mean, it starts off with a slow piano playing briefly, and then transitions to the awesome rock we all know and love from Crush 40. I know the Sonic games have some great credit themes to them, but by far, I think this is the best one. And it's from a spin-off game! Well, that's what Shadow the Hedgehog is. Regardless of what people might think about the Shadow the Hedgehog game, it has an amazing soundtrack from beginning to end. Especially towards the end when I hear this song. This song represents Shadow at the end of the game, never turning back to his past after everything in the story, and looking forward to a new start to his life. I think. Sometimes it's hard to tell with his facial expressions. I remember when I heard this for the first time, I would listen to it non-stop, because that's how much I ended up liking it. Plus, it's Crush 40, and Crush 40 never disappoints with their songs, especially with the guitar and vocals. They always make it great with those. And like I said before, without a doubt, this is the best credits theme to come out of a Sonic game. Until they have something better later down the line, I think this will always be the best one. So, after looking at the previous few entries, you might be wondering what I could possibly think is better than those that I just listed, and is my number one. Well, after listening to this one for the very first time, I instantly loved it, and I thought it was the best one I've ever heard when it came to video game credits. It is a little long, but I thought it was beautiful throughout its entirety. Even though I didn't understand the lyrics, I felt what it was supposed to mean after playing the story of the game. And what game am I talking about? Well, the game that has my favorite credits theme of all time is this.
して僕らはさまよってたミラーに映る昨日の街並み絡みつく過去のかけら繋いでみてもどれだけすくっても指の間からこぼれる砂よそれでも目に見えてるものだけが全てじゃない It's my heart 探そう心で明日をここから
With the Stars in Us from Persona 5 is my favorite credits theme to ever come out of a video game. After playing through the story of Persona 5 was the journey we went through as Joker and the Phantom Thieves. It makes you feel good in an emotional way. It's a bit hard to describe the feeling. I know most of you who played Persona 5 can probably understand what I'm trying to get at from that point. It feels like saying goodbye after having an incredible experience with these characters with the credits playing. From a JRPG nonetheless. I haven't played too many, so that's why I'm saying that. And this is the first Persona game I've ever played too, so, and man, did it leave a great first impression for me. So that's why I decided to platinum it, which wasn't easy. It took me like 3 playthroughs to do it, so. And I only platinum games that are very meaningful to me, which Persona 5 was. And the credits playing amplifies how meaningful it is to me. After translating the lyrics to the song, but even without translating the lyrics to it, you understand the feeling of the song. It just feels amazing to listen to after playing a masterpiece and realizing the messages and life lessons that Persona 5 gives us. I love how it starts off with this jazz and soul, then it goes into a steady pace of emotion when it goes into the rock elements of the song. Also, this song just has all the music genres I love mixed together in some way or another. Which is probably why I love it so much. And for all those reasons, that is why the credits theme from Persona 5 is one of my favorite credits themes of all time from a video game.